Same bad time, same bad channel. Check in Outdoors with Steve Carney. I'm guessing you're not out of doors, right? Although down in our neighborhood, you're not seeing all the snow that is going on up here.
Hey, good morning, you guys. I think this is a test from God. That's what I think.
I think
what doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
Yeah, daily, we're getting the test going on. How are you, man? What's up?
Not a lot. Just, playing with my tackle and getting my boat ready. And like you say, there looks like there's a little window of opportunity here next week where the weather's going to moderate. And I am so ready to hit the border waters. They've been open since April 7th, and the weather down there has been just as bad as up here. So there's a lot of my cronies up here in the Dakotas that are itching and thinking about also that Thursday, Friday of next week is going to be time to go and get it going. So yeah, it's there's light at the end of the tunnel, I guess.
I got to tell you something about this life. Okay, Alex. Last Friday, we're heading to Aberdeen, right?
Okay.
And we get off on we're on I-29 South. You get off on 12 down in South Dakota to go west over to Aberdeen. Well, we always stop at that truck stop, restaurant, food court. Got a Caribou in there. Got Pizza Hut in there. Got a good food, little food court thing. So we pull in there. We go to the bathroom. Kid comes out of the stall, and it's one of my son's best buddies. Hey! And then the other stall, here's his other best buddy. And the third best buddy's waiting out by the truck because they're heading south. And they've got the boat hooked up. And I said, where are you going? We don't know. Probably Watertown. As soon as we find some open water.
There you go.
And it's just that time of year right now where you're in transition. You really still got the bug. You got the fever. You can't get on any ice. So you're going to go where the water's open.
Right.
And so where's your first outing going to be? Where are you heading out to Skakawea? Are you heading south? Like, where do you go?
Oh, I'm going to be on Lake Traverse right away, which is right on the border of South Dakota, Minnesota. It's, a couple hours from Lakes Country, but it's a tremendous fishery, and especially early in the year. It's just, you give it about 2 weeks after the ice is out, and it's some of the best walleye and smallmouth fishing really in North America. It's awesome, and it's that month of May is really the key to be there, and it's really easy fishing. I mean, I'm basically... bass fishing. I'm pitching under people's docks and up against shoreline. It's just really fun. And I keep moving my customers farther down. I mean, I've been, booked for a while, and I keep moving them another week. And it's really been very frustrating, but, it's time to get your rods and reels going. I get a lot of calls at this time of year when people ask me for recommendations on what to buy, and you really don't need to spend a lot of money on that stuff. A lot of these reels and rods are made in the same factory, and a lot of the quality is basically the same, whether it's a $300 reel or a $50 reel. And I just say stick to that $60 to $90 range, and you'll get a decent reel for that. Yeah. And instead of, at this time of the year, everybody's in this buying frenzy of their gear, and they'll go out and buy 4 or 5 reels and 4 or 5 rods. And I recommend getting 1 rod and 1 reel and try it for the season and make sure it can make it through the season. Because a lot of these reels, like everything in our society, refrigerators, washing machines, they're a disposable commodity. It's you use it, it breaks, you get a new one. And that's unfortunately the way things are. And, they'll advertise 6, 7 ball bearings, 7 or 8 ball bearings. It's really not that critical. It's just some of these reels are made, a little bit better, and there's a little more longevity. And once you find a good rod or reel for a year, then you can stock up the next season. But give it a shot first and see what you got.
Do you have a mid-priced, any brands that you gravitate towards over your years? I mean, is there like a, Berkeley, or is there one that you like more than others?
Not really. I kind of jump around and try a little bit of everything, and I have a lot of sponsors that keep me equipped, and, some of the stuff I like and some of the stuff I don't, and, same with rods. These guys that spend $300 on a G. Loomis are crazy. You do not need to spend $300 on a rod.
That's a
lot of the rods now, are boron and graphite, and that $60 to $80 range is really, really where you want to be, and you just don't have to spend a lot. And people think the more money they spend, the better they're going to, a better angler they're going to be. And that's really not the case. It's just being able to, have the knowledge on the water and use what you have. And that's really what it's all about.
Yeah. And the same thing for like new, expensive, fantastic golf clubs. Not going to make you a better golfer right away.
No.
Not gonna have to put the range.
Come on.
Gonna have to put the time in on the range. Gonna have to get on the water. So what you're saying, actually, that's what my father-in-law has always said. He said, I don't buy the cheapest, I don't buy the best, but I find something right in the middle that's good quality, and that's usually easy to find if you do a little bit of homework.
Yeah, it's true. And, one of the main rods that I like is a Fenwick, which is kind of in that mid-price range. It's not the most expensive, but it's not the cheapest. But there's also like guide series type of lines, like Shields has it, kind of their in-house rods and reels, which are decent too, and they're in that $60, $80 range. And that's really, all you need. And some of these guys, they spend $300 on a reel. They don't even get a season out of it. And they're just, the quality just is not what it used to be. And if you remember back in the day when we had the old Mitchells that were made out of metal, if you broke a spring, you could take it in and get it fixed. But that was, way back when. Now everything is, composite or plastic, and it's not made to last, unfortunately.
I can't even.
That's just the way it is.
I can't even I think I've probably had my fly rod is a Fenwick. Mm-hmm. And I bet I've had that thing for 40 years. I think the first time we used it was go up to the North Shore to fish steelhead when I got it. And it's still just amazing. And the rig still, but and if I remember back in the day, it was like around $100 and it was it's a good rod and a decent reel. And I've never had an issue with it. 40 plus years. I mean, I don't do a lot of fly fishing, but when I'm on the dock in the morning, that's kind of my thing. And to whip that 10 and 2, back and forth, But, good quality things. And again, if you take care of them, they'll last. So are you booking, are you booking, I suppose, guide trips and stuff now? I suppose your calendar's starting to fill up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to say how this is going to go, with the gas situation and this recession. I saw in the paper yesterday they're calling it 8%. I think it's more like 20%.
Yeah, that's exactly what we said.
And I think this is going to affect people traveling and coming up the lakes country. And, one way to look at it is they've been pent up for 2 years. They're dying to get out, and they're going to go. And the other, aspect is, boy, I don't know if I can afford a $300-400 weekend. And I don't know how that's going to go. So it's happening, but it's not as fast as I'd like it to be. But we're just going to have to see how this all shakes out. I just went and got an oil change yesterday. It was $115.
Ugh.
And my oil change before that, a couple of months, was like $70. And it's like, whoa, what's going on here? And I think it's going to be, hard to really predict how this is going to shake out. It just is.
Yeah, I agree, man. All right, well, keep the faith, and the fish are going to be there either way, so we'll find a way to get to them. And I don't know, I'm going to tell you right now, but Big Detroit's getting pretty gray, brother. So
I was going to ask you about that.
I knew you were.
This is going to be a close one, don't you think?
I don't know. If we get this 60 stuff, they're talking 60 next week, and it won't take long because a lot of the small water is already opening up.
Oh, I want your $20. I've already got your $20 spent.
I know you do. All right, buddy. We'll try it again soon.
All right, Alex. Take care, Kevin.
There you
Sounds
go.
good. Thanks,
Steve Carney. Go to Steve Carney, Carney, SteveCarneyOutdoors.com. You can find out more. Get in touch with Steve that way. He's a great guy to hang out for the day.
He sounds like it.
He's a lot of fun. He's got a ton of stories. You just want to go spend a day, and you learn a lot when you're fishing with him. I mean, I've fished with some greats, and he's got some great tactics and tips for you. SteveCarneyOutdoors.com.